Dad forced me back into the arranged merger, so I had no choice but to break up with Phoenix unilaterally and bought a first-class ticket home. 1 second before takeoff, a text from an unknown number lit up my screen. Vivien, if I ever catch you, I swear I'll ***** you to death. Later, I showed up in full couture to meet my intended Phoenix. He pinned both my wrists above my head against the wall. Long time no see, Fiank. I was livid. Phoenix, your name and your whole identity overseas were fake? You lied to me. The corner of his mouth curled into a smug, playful smirk. Name and identity fake? The guy who ****************** you was 100% real. Then he crushed me against the wall and kissed me hard. The shift in his body was unmistakable, baby. It missed you more than I did. You're in for a long night. Before we continue, smash that subscribe button and tell us in the comments where you're listening from. 1. My grandfather and my dad, both fossils, still think it's the Qing dynasty and arranged mergers are the height of romance. Vance had just pushed north, but a boardroom blunder left our cash flow gasping. Dad decided the fastest transfusion was to marry me into Northbridge's Sterling dynasty, so I booked a red-eye first-class ticket and vanished overseas. Freedom tasted like 2 whole days of blackout sleep in a suite. On the 3rd night I hit the hottest bar in town to kill time. Half the room faded into wallpaper when the guy in the crimson silk shirt and black tailored trousers walked in. Deep set, narrow eyes, knife-line nose, lips so red they looked bitten, jaw sharp enough to slice steak. 2 buttons open, collarbone on luminous display. Long fingers wrapped around a crystal tumbler, sleeves rolled to expose ropey forearms. The black chronograph on his wrist cost more than most people's cars. He lounged on the bar stool, legs folded, lazy, cold, untouchable. I clocked at least a dozen women, each stunning, shot down in perfect English within 30 minutes. Arrogant, sure, but the man had the resume. Every few seconds his gaze flicked to my corner, my heart skipped like a bad record. Probably wishful thinking. Everyone knows the 3 great delusions. My iPhone buzzed, someone's at the door, and the hottest guy in the bar wants me. I sipped my cocktail and I messaged BFF Lindsay. Lindsay, bar casualty, 10 out of 10 male specimen. She replied in nanoseconds. Pick or it didn't happen. No photo. Covert ops. Woman, sneak shot, duh. Fair, hot men are best enjoyed communally. I angled my iPhone for a fake selfie. Click. Flash. Social death achieved. He shook his head, amused, drank. His Adam's apple rolled like a promise. I bit my lip so hard I tasted copper. Whatever, if I pretend it didn't happen, it didn't happen. I sent Lindsay the incriminating shot anyway. Holy *********. If I die after hitting that, I'll die complete. I typed back, immortality through delusion is still delusion. Vivien, you literally fled the country to dodge an arranged merger. You two are in the same league. Woman up. Launch a torrid fling so the escape arc isn't wasted. While I was typing, Crimson Shirt slid off his stool and walked straight toward me. Hi, are you Chinese? 2. His voice was velvet over gravel. The mother tongue felt like a hug after 3 days of exile. Yes. He took the stool beside mine. Viv raised an eyebrow. Vacation? I rode the wave. Exactly. You. Family business trip. I know the city. Free tour guide, if you want. Conversation came as easy as his smile, and that face should be illegal in most jurisdictions. Deal. Pick up at 9? Obsidian eyes sparkling, he said, it's a date. Hometown? Alex. South Lake. I've been a few times. We talked IPOs, dive bars, stupid college stories, childhood allergies, everything. He told me his name was Phoenix, from Northbridge, here to check on sterling interests. Funny, charming, lethal levels of eye contact. Avery, you should laugh more often, he said, voice dipped in honey. I was drunk on him and proud of it. Adult chemistry. I wanted, He wanted no subtitles required. At closing, he folded me into a red Ferrari that roared like its owner. At my hotel door, wine fizzing in my blood, I purred, "Stay? Cool as fog, can't. Mom says no sleepovers." I blinked. Mom or girlfriend? Hands on hips, tongue sweeping his molars, he chuckled. "No girlfriend. Had a fiancé once. She ran." I giggled like a schoolgirl. With that face. Performance issues. In a blink he caged me against the doorframe, heat rolling off him. "Guess you'll have to conduct a stress test." I threaded arms around his neck. "Lab's open tonight." He stepped back, palms braced on my waist. "Mom also says easy conquests aren't treasured." He brushed a thumb across my cheek. "Sleep tight. I'll fetch you at 9. Then he left. I stood there, curiosity burning a hole in my silk dress. 3. For the next week Phoenix played native guide, every landmark, pop-up gallery, underground speakeasy. We ate truffle pizza at 2 a.m., chartered a yacht on a whim, cleared out a boutique because I liked the window display. Cash and clock meant nothing, memories meant everything. He was a hunter who enjoyed the chase, never breaching the final perimeter, and Lindsay and I were screaming into the void. Daily FaceTime. "You two with those genetics are doing what?" Hand-holding. Respect, but also, "Get a room." I groaned. I could be dragged home any day. 0 relationship experience on my resume. Can you blame me for hurry-up mode? The day Phoenix dropped me at the hotel, I said to him, "Phoenix, thanks for everything these past weeks. I've had a blast. Every party ends sometime. I'm moving on, seeing another country." A flicker of panic crossed his handsome face. "Don't go. Stay. I've checked every box on my bucket list. No reason to linger." He took my hand, folded it inside his broad palm, thumb brushing the back of mine. "Stay with me, okay?" I leaned in until our noses almost touched. "Let's hit a clinic for a physical." His narrowed eyes searched mine. "Come again." I splayed my fingers across his hard chest, tracing slow circles. "I want you in my bed." His chest rose and fell, breath hitching. "You sure?" "Positive." From the center console he produced a clean medical report and a box of condoms. My jaw dropped. "You pre-planned this?" "Second day after I met you." My grin went full Viv. "Then drive me to the hospital, I'll get a matching report." He tugged me across the seat into his lap. "Skip it. I trust you." I draped myself over him, playful. "Since your mom won't let you stay out, can I crash at your place tonight?" He dipped his head, brushing my lips. "Yeah. Come home with me." Blush swept from his neck to the tips of his ears, equal parts innocent and edible. So the rumored player was actually a shy virgin? The contrast killed me. Absolutely adorable. Both of us talked big, yet we were clueless rookies. Fumbling, no roadmap. I couldn't handle the pain and cried pretty tears. He panicked and broke into a sweat. Phoenix kissed the tears away, murmuring, "Baby, easy, Morgan, breathe, don't cry. I'll take care of you forever, just relax." It felt like trench warfare, but we finally scored the touchdown. One taste and Phoenix lost all control, though he bit it back when he saw me tense. 4. After a couple of days' rest he coaxed me again, gentler than silk. A few rounds later I started to see the appeal. Suddenly he flipped a switch, sweet-talking but relentless. A wolf starved for 8 centuries, impossible to satiate. One thing I loved, he always put my pleasure first. He wouldn't take his until I'd taken mine. When Lindsay asked for updates, I snapped a shot of Phoenix asleep and hit send. She screamed through the phone. "Ah, you lucky brat, look at that entree. Congrats, girl." Attached was Jeannie gnashing her teeth in meme form. Phoenix was the perfect boyfriend, lavish with cash and quality time. I could feel the raw physical pull. I was his favorite accessory, dragged everywhere: boardrooms, client dinners. Constant hand-holding, hugging, kissing, glued to my hip-level clingy. We rode 3 deliriously happy months. Then Lindsay pinged me. Vivien, your dad couldn't reach you, so he cornered me today. He says if you don't come home for the merger engagement, he'll freeze your cards. Also, heads up. Daddy's got an illegitimate, and has moved her into the Vance estate. Insiders say he gifted her 2% of Vance holdings. Dad keeping a side kid. Shocker, powerful men cheat. But parading the illegitimate home and handing her stock. That stung. I only hold 3% myself. Crafty geezer kills 2 birds. Force me into the merger, or swap me for the spare. So what now? Fight for my birthright, obviously. I'm not handing our empire to some mistress and her illegitimate. Lindsay hesitated. And Phoenix? What about him? We end things. Men come and go, family stock is forever. Lindsay sighed. Shame, he's gorgeous. 5. I faked a stomach bug, kissed Phoenix goodbye, and the moment he left I started packing. My first-class ticket home was booked. En route to the airport I dumped him by text. Phoenix, thanks for the memories, truly. But duty calls, I'm flying back to marry my intended. Let's part clean. Don't reach out. Goodbye. Blocked every number, every app. The second the jet lifted, a strange number buzzed, Vivien, when I catch you I'll screw you senseless. I smirked. Big city, good luck hunting. Even if you find me, you can't touch me. Vance isn't a family you mess with, and Sterling, the dynasty I'm promised to, is worse. I laughed until my chest ached with something colder. Landing, I beelined to the Vance estate. At the dining table Dad and his illegitimate were playing picture-perfect family. My entrance shattered the hallmark moment. I headed straight upstairs. Dad slammed the table. Vivien, so you finally crawled back. No hello, do I even exist? Not the moment for war. I turned. Dad. His glare cooled a notch. Meet your sister Valentina. Come say hi. Valentina stood, sugar-sweet. Taylor. I gave her a board once over. My mother had 1 daughter. Sisters aren't in my inventory. I spun on my heel. Dad erupted. Vivien. You'll give me a coronary. Coughing fit, Valentina patted his back. Dad, breathe. Taylor just needs time to adjust. How touching. At my vanity I stared at Mom's photo until the tears spilled. She had adored Dad, miscarried twice before me, then poured the last of her health into my birth. Hearts change, Dad chased perfume and silk. Mistress after second knocked just to gloat, depression swallowed her whole. She died the year I turned 18. Because her body was still warm and I was legally adult, Dad never remarried. Just housed his mistress and illegitimate quietly on the side. On the way home just now, Uncle told me. If the Sterlings hadn't specifically asked for me as the merger bride, Dad would probably have pushed Valentina forward long ago. I felt a chill, my father's heart is really that ruthless. I rubbed my thumb over Mom's photo. Mom, don't worry, no one's touching what's mine. 6. Since the Sterlings named me as the intended, I made 2 demands to Dad. First, I wanted a seat at headquarters. Second, I wanted more Vance shares. After some haggling he gave me 5%, I argued my way to 7. And walked straight into the general manager corner office. Everything has a price. Thinking that marrying Phoenix would also help me control the Vance empire, I accepted the alliance without flinching. I dressed to kill for the dinner with my intended Phoenix. The instant I stepped into the restaurant, one silhouette blazed across the room, Phoenix. Custom ink black suit, hair swept back, the aura of a man used to being obeyed. My lungs seized, my heart recognized him before I did, hammering so hard my eardrums hurt. I spun and ran, barely 3 strides before an arm hooked my waist and swung me over his shoulder. I thrashed like a wildcat. You bastard, Phoenix, put me down. He landed a stinging swat on my backside. Behave, or I'll ***** you senseless in about 10 seconds. He carried me to a quiet alcove, pinned my wrists above my head against the wall. Running again? Long time no see, Fiank. I stared, bewildered. What do you mean? A lazy chuckle. The man you came to meet tonight is me. Disbelief detonated into fury. Your name, your identity overseas, everything was fake. You lied to me. Phoenix's smile was triumphant, predatory. Name and resume might have been fake, the man inside you sure as hell wasn't. He freed a hand to grip my throat and crushed his mouth to mine. The kiss was an invasion, hard, merciless, until my knees buckled. The ridge in his trousers pressed unmistakably against me. Baby, it missed you more than I did. You're in for a very long night. 7. The insatiable wolf was starving tonight. I sobbed and begged, but he didn't soothe and he didn't stop. When I was too limp to lift a finger, he finally took pity. Carried me to the marble bath, washed my hair and skin stroke by stroke. Then blow-dried every strand before tucking me into silk sheets and curling his body around mine. I woke to broad daylight. Phoenix lay beside me, lashes fanned over sculpted cheekbones, breathing slow and even. Still unfairly gorgeous. I brushed a fingertip across his lower lip. Finding out my intended was him felt like the universe handing me a gift. Joy fizzed in my chest. His raven lashes fluttered. He kissed the tip of my captured finger and pulled me into the furnace of his chest. Wife, sleep a little longer. I pouted. Who says I'm your wife? A low laugh, indulgent. You're marrying me, so yeah, my wife. I grazed a kiss across his mouth. Phoenix, being able to marry you feels perfect. He pressed his lips to my hair. I have to head back to Northbridge this afternoon, talk to the family. I'll move our wedding up as fast as I can. Stay good while I'm gone, run again and I'll spank you. I burrowed into the hollow of his neck. Not running, never running. I'm sticking to you for life. Happy with my answer, he flashed that reckless grin, yanked the duvet over our heads, and rolled on top of me again. Won't see you for days, let's make sure you're well fed. 8. For days I floated on the giddy realization that the merger groom was the man I loved. Halfway up the spiral staircase I met Valentina, me heading up, her down. Gone was the docile act she performed for Dad, now she stared at me with pure venom. I tried to walk past, but she snapped. Sis, you've been looking awfully cheerful lately. Voice syrupy sour. I rolled my eyes, biting back a crude retort. None of your business. Valentina's smile turned sly. You really think Phoenix wants you, that he'll actually marry you? The way she cooed Phoenix grated. You know him? Of course. If you'd stayed gone, I'd be the one in that wedding gown. Weren't you chasing freedom? Why crawl back at all? A humorless laugh escaped me. The Sterlings asked for me by name. Pretty good reason to return, don't you think? Her ridicule sharpened. Phoenix doesn't love you. When you ran, you humiliated him. He made a bet with his boys, land you, then dump you at the altar. Unease flickered, but I chalked it up to classic sabotage. Think I'll swallow that? Valentina opened her photo album and shoved the screen at me. See for yourself. I took the iPhone. In the clip, Phoenix lounged on a leather sofa, half-lit, expression unreadable. Laughter flew around him. Mr. Sterling, never thought we'd see the day your runaway bride, Vivien, took off overseas. Dude, you've been ditched, pure comedy gold. Seriously, props to Miss Vance for the best show ever. Phoenix snarled, shut the hell up, all of you. A beat. Watch me reel her in, then toss her back. My knuckles whitened around the phone, a dull ache pulsed in my chest before I crushed it. I Bluetoothed the file to my own device and handed her iPhone back. So, big sis, how's it feel to be played? I smiled thinly. Played? He put in the cash, the effort, the sweat between the sheets. I got a free ride. Fair trade. Valentina's face twisted. A woman actually bragging about that, disgusting. I arched a brow, voice like ice. Your mother played professional mistress, wrecked a family, birthed an illegitimate, and never blushed once. Phoenix and I are single, consenting adults, nothing disgusting about that. Color drained and flooded her cheeks. She sputtered, speechless. I gave a sweet parting smile. Thanks for the heads up, sis, this man. Consider him discarded. 9. Lately I've been burying myself in the balance sheets and org charts of the headquarters. I also have to figure out how to keep the Vance shares locked in my own name. I'm swamped, too busy to entertain any more of your games. Since Phoenix never wanted this dynastic merger in the first place, I'll simply swap him out for another intended. I opened my contacts, found Carter's number, and fired off a text. College, merger of dynasties, marriage, interested? Carter answered almost instantly. Kid, you're joking. You know my situation, I don't do women. Jordan, I'm dead serious. To protect the Ashford brand, you've kept your orientation under wraps. Now you've hit the age where a wife looks good on paper. I can be the perfect smokescreen, absorb the gossip, and smile for the cameras. The Ashfords throw us a lifeline, the Vances stay afloat, and both families pocket maximum upside. To prove good faith, Vance will hand over the government-backed eco-project we just won in Southbridge. I'll play the role of impeccable wife and stay out of your private life. Carter went quiet for a moment, then texted back one word. Done. Back at the estate, I laid the pros and cons of a Carter match in front of the family council. My engagement to Phoenix was still unsigned, nothing but variables. The Ashford war chest isn't sterling deep, but it's solid. More important, Carter and I are old acquaintances, no nasty surprises. The elders debated, then signed off. The day Vance and Ashford announced the new alliance, the city combusted. My iPhone rang so many times from Phoenix I lost count. When I refused to pick up, the messages detonated in waves. Vivien, have you lost your fucking mind? What does engaged to Carter mean? Cancel it. Quinn. Now. How many times are you going to yank my chain? You're killing me. Explain what's rattling around in that head of yours. Answer me. I swear I'll Quinn a chopper to South and drag you out. I'm airborne, rotor blades spinning. Wait for me. One meeting. One civil conversation. The screen of blue bubbles made my temples throb. I forwarded Valentina's little video to Phoenix and added a line. Sterling Crown Prince, I tricked you, you tricked me, call it even. A long pause, then his reply. Vivien, listen. It's not what you think. I'll land in a few hours. Let's book a suite and talk, okay? I typed back without hesitation. Pointless. I already have a fianc. No more mixed signals, no more contact. He lost it. Who's your fiancé? Whose other man? Spell it out, damn it. I let the silence speak for me. Vivien, before we got together I admit I wanted payback. But after I met you, after I woke up next to you, I never planned a breakup. I've been buried in headquarters, preparing our wedding. Swear on my life. Stop this. Meet me. I answered, exhausted. True or not, Carter and I are public. We're done. Please let me go. I could almost hear him snarling through the glass. Happy ending. Not a chance. You lit the fuse, you don't get to run. 3 times you dumped me, forget forgiveness. Reason was useless, I blacklisted his number. Phoenix tore through South like a hurricane, but I stayed invisible. Word was the sterling heir rampaged until the city itself asked for mercy. 10. After days of hide-and-seek he gave up and flew back to Northbridge. I thought time would sand the edges off his anger and we'd both move on. I underestimated his taste for spectacle. On the afternoon of my engagement party, running on caffeine and no sleep, I toasted 1 round too many with Carter. The ballroom spun, I escaped upstairs to the bridal suite and collapsed. Half asleep, I heard the door click open. Footsteps crossed the carpet. A body settled on the mattress, dipped, and lips brushed mine in teasing sips. Assuming Carter was fooling around, he wasn't into girls anyway, I pushed blindly. Carter, Quit it. The kisses turned savage. My eyes snapped open to Phoenix's flawless face inches away. Phoenix, how? He pinned me, wrists locked above my head, smile razor sharp. Expecting Carter, were we? I'm engaged. Carter is my fiancé. That single sentence detonated him. Bullshit. You belong to me, now and always. Tie whipped free, he bound my wrists to the headboard. My couture gown ripped like tissue, pale skin flashing in the lamplight. I thrashed. He clamped me down, immovable. Bastard, let me go. He stroked my cheek, voice velvet and steel. Save your strength, Avery. You'll need it. Siege and surrender, he dragged us both into a vortex of need. When I was dizzy with it, he tilted my chin, forcing eye contact. Look at me. Who's inside you now? No mistake, he was dancing me to the edge the way he had when we first met. Rough turned tender, he pleaded, desperate. Say you love me, Vivien. I twisted away, cheeks burning. He turned my face back, merciless. Still silent. Then we keep going. When the storm finally eased, I lay face down, limp, watching him dress with lazy precision. Dress ruined, I had nothing to wear until he wrapped me in the hotel duvet, hoisted me over his shoulder like loot. Time to go home, baby girl. Down the grand staircase he strode, phone to his ear. Move in. The call ended, dozens of muscle-bound bodyguards in black suits poured through the doors, forming a human corridor while guests gasped and cameras flashed. At the bottom step, Phoenix smacked my blanket-covered backside, grinning wild. Casey, she's mine. I'm taking her. With that, he walked off without a backward glance. It was over, he had completely wrecked this engagement. 11. Between the alcohol and exhaustion, I crashed for a very, very long sleep. When I woke up, I found myself lying in an unfamiliar bedroom. Yesterday's memories flooded back. I pressed 2 fingers to my temples. The situation couldn't be worse. I really wished I could time travel to the moment I first met Phoenix. One look and I would have bolted. Why on earth did I mess with him? Whatever, I need to focus on what to do next. I sat up and realized I was stark naked. Just kill me now. I yanked the silk sheets free, wrapped them haphazardly around myself, stepped off the king-size 4-poster, and rummaged through the closet for anything I could wear. Nothing, every single item was Phoenix's. Furious, I threw 2 shirts on the floor. A soft laugh sounded behind me. I spun around and saw him leaning lazily against the door jamb, arms folded, long legs casually crossed, watching me with amusement. Looking for something? Need a hand? I planted my hands on my hips and glared. Get me something decent to wear. Phoenix shut the door and walked in. A boutique is sending a selection over in a minute. He reached the bed, sat down, pulled me onto his lap, and locked his arms around my waist. Then he dipped his head and nibbled little bites along my neck. What else do you want? He asked, voice husky. Take me home, I said. He lifted his head, grinning like he'd just heard a bad joke. And send you back to marry that Carter guy? Give it up, Morgan. I pouted, tears slipping down my cheeks. Panic flashed in Phoenix's eyes. He swiped clumsily at my tears. Morgan, please stop crying. What's so great about Carter? Funding, contacts, resources, anything he can give, I can give you more. I sniffled pitifully. Really? He looked dead serious. Absolutely. Why would I lie? I looped my arms around his neck. Phoenix, what do you want? I want you. I pinched his soft earlobe. I'm already yours. And then? What do you mean and then? We get married, Sam. I teased him. Married? Thought you planned to dump me. He flipped us so I was pinned beneath him. Why the hell would I steal you just to toss you aside? I'm not that insane. His kisses rained down, light and urgent. I tunneled my fingers into his hair, yanked hard, forcing his head back. Let's get one thing straight, Phoenix. After we marry, I'm not your caged bird. You're going to help me take full control of Vance Group. Dark desire rolled in his eyes. Deal. As long as it makes you happy, I'll do anything. I'm completely ruined for life and it's all your fault. 12. With sterling backing, Vance Group sailed through its crisis. Leveraging the sterling's clout, I carved out real authority inside headquarters. During office hours, I courted loyalty relentlessly, slipping my people into every layer of the firm. Minority shareholders who sided with me stayed, those who defied me I forced out, buying up their stakes. My grandfather adored me. Under my sugar-coated offensive he signed over his 15%. In the end, through sheer persistence, I hollowed out my father's power and amassed the largest shareholding in the company, giving me absolute say. Dad had no choice but to relinquish control and emigrate to Australia with my grandparents. He wanted Valentina along, but I insisted we cement alliances by marrying her into the Wang family, specifically to their good-for-nothing second who parties, chases women, and holds zero real power. An illegitimate who wants perks without paying the price. Dream on. As for her mother, I installed a young, gorgeous, obedient little live-in for Dad. He barely remembered the mistress existed. Phoenix and I married without a hitch. Afterward he turned into the most whipped husband alive. With his buddies, every conversation ends the same. Gotta head home, my wife will be mad if I'm late. Not drinking, my wife says no. Damn, this dish is good, server, box one up for my wife. Whoa, this place is fun, booking a date here with my wife next week. You idiots don't get it, neglect your wife, money walks, cherish her, wind in your sails. My fortune? All thanks to my wife. Extras. While closing a deal with some female clients, I hired a few handsome young guys to liven things up. I came home to find Phoenix sulking on the sofa. I slipped my arm through his. Honey, what's wrong? Why the long face? He shot me a wounded look. You went to White Horse Lounge today, didn't you? I patted his shoulder. Work, babe, pure networking. I swear the clients ordered. I didn't touch them, too dirty for me. He whipped out his phone and thrust a photo at me. A cute guy feeding me watermelon while my hand rested on his thigh. I exploded. Seriously, Phoenix? You had me tailed. Where's the trust? It was just theater for the clients, no big deal. He panicked. Vivien, you trample my heart every day because you know I love you. This marriage can't go on like this. I snorted. Suit yourself. Stay or leave, your call. I'm exhausted. I went upstairs. Knowing Dad and Grandpa were powerless, he dialed Lindsay and ranted for an hour about my sins. Lindsay consoled him, hang in there. Every woman slips up sometime. Those boys are hotel rooms, you're home. Once she's done playing, she'll come back. Phoenix flopped beside me, back turned. After stewing, he rolled over and hugged me. Then, out of nowhere, he found his spine, snatched my phone, tossed it aside, and pinned me down. So I can't satisfy you and you hunt stray puppies? Vivien, I'll wreck you tonight and make sure you remember who you belong to.